Welcome back, friends, to VALORANT Game Changers presented by Verizon. Dan taking a much-deserved break, so I'll be joining the desk to hang out with Shift and Bala for the next series of the day.
Welcome back.
Hello. That was a fun series. I was watching the entire time. I love seeing Shopify Rebellion succeed here, but I also love it when they get challenged a little bit. I'm not surprised they managed to take that spot in our grand finals here at Bala, but it was exciting to see FlyQuest take them to a map 3.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's kind of boring watching them kind of just roll over teams sometimes when it happens every event. But yeah, getting challenged a little bit, and we'll see who's going to actually join them coming up next. This bracket is getting real interesting in the top 4.
100%. And that upper finals, it was kind of reminiscent of what our grand finals could be. I know that the stage was kind of set that this is the potential rematch, but of course this lower bracket, we still have 2 teams here, Shift, that are trying to fight their way through, and we've gotten to see both of them kind of level up a little bit by little bit during the main event so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think kind of going into this event, everyone kind of had their eyes on Passion Project because the roster just looked like on paper it was going to be a major competitor to possibly kind of get closer towards that gap between the top 2 and everybody else. But Decimate's been a really pleasant surprise. I think their initial matchup that they played versus the boys was pretty indicative of their potential and their ceiling. But you look at to what they were able to do yesterday versus YFB, and that's where I think they really set themselves kind of away from the rest, saying that, yes, they're absolutely not just a solid roster on paper, but they're improving. And I think the thing about it is they're doing it in a very different way than a lot of other teams who kind of rely on their duelists to kind of carry them through. They don't necessarily do the exact same type of play style thing. So I'll be curious, I think, just to see what we're going to get from Zan today, kind of preemptively. I know we're going to kind of marinate and talk about Zan quite a bit, as based on especially her performance yesterday. But yeah, I'm excited to see how these 2 teams square up now a little bit further down the line since when they last met.
Yeah, and speaking a little bit back on Passion Project too, their expectations were so high. You're absolutely right, and it's because of how it looks on paper. The thing is, they struggled a little bit against FlyQuest in the upper bracket, and then they bounced back. That's the exciting part for me, right? They have that form variance day to day, and I think part of that is because, you know, it's not an organization. It's not a team that has tons of backing from all sorts of different coaches, analysts, whatever. It's a team that relies on just the individual drive from all the players, and that's what's exciting about the team.
Especially, too, that drive that you're talking about from these players. I mean, these are seasoned players. These are players that we got to see last year, and the drive on their individual teams proved so good, and it was really exciting to watch. One of those teams last year was Disguise. We get to see quite a few players kind of rejoin this year, though they are split apart this time, Shift, but it's been really exciting to see that they're still stepping up with these new rosters.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is they kind of play a similar role for their teams now that they're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum. So it is kind of fun because it's not just the fact that you've got former teammates playing up against one another, but they're also going to be squaring up in very similar identities in terms of how they want to try to formulate themselves in the role amongst their team. And you can kind of see, just based on how things have gone to this point, the stats are also pretty 1-for-1 across the board. Obviously, with Lazy Lion and Passion Project finding a little bit more clear success early, the numbers may be inflated just a touch, but it is an interesting battle because of the history of them playing together, but now also kind of fulfilling mostly that initiator kind of Sova role.
I love to see how the players change and adapt with all these different new roles too, because I think that that's really the interesting part when rosters start to really split apart, is each player gets a chance to kind of identify and kind of push towards maybe their best form going into this. And I'm excited let's start talking about Passion Project first, because when we're talking about teams maybe reaching that full form, I'm excited to see Passion Project and what they're capable of doing here, especially led here by Jazzy Kinsbala, because he is a player that has been stepping up and leading this team. This has been so exciting. I love that they're on this lower bracket run, because I really think more and more reps with this team, they're looking better and better each time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jazzy came out fierce yesterday, right? Started off actually kind of slow overall, the game for the entire team, and then Jazzy just kind of takes over in the second half. Paired with, I mean, Lazy Lion, we just talked about them, but I did want to highlight the Cypher play there just for a second, because the way that they were anchoring was so good. And so, yeah, Jazzykins getting fired up in the first game really allowed Passion Project to get fired up all around, right? You're talking unstable, right? That second map for them yesterday was Lotus, and they turned up on the Sky, and then finally moving into Ascent as well. Like, you actually saw pretty much every single one of Passion Project players get involved, and it was because of that first map from Jazzy Kittens. It is because of her experience. It is because of her leadership and veteran status on the team.
Yeah, and on top of that, I think there was a lot of reveal in the interview at the end of the match from yesterday with Jazzy, where they're talking about the fact, like, no, we really should have won Lotus as well. Like, we had a clear-cut goal of trying to get to 4, had a couple of rounds that we thought we had, and then just kind of threw it away. So the late surge, the little heroics that you saw in the second half, cut short by, go figure, 2 rounds before they could send it to another overtime. So it's going to be interesting, I think, just how they've really kind of recouped their mental, trying to get themselves set up for a Decimate team that is definitely not to be taken lightly.
I did want to touch on that interview real quick, because to me it seems... I don't know if anybody else got onto this, but it did seem like she was super happy. Obviously, she's happy about the change that the team faced up against, but I think she wanted more. I think she wanted to close that map out that series out much sooner than it did, instead of into the wee hours of the morning here.
Honestly, Jazzykins with this drive behind her, I think is unstoppable. So I'm excited to see that going on forward. But of course, we're still in that lower bracket, and nothing's going to be for free here. And we have to be talking about Decimate, because they also have some shooters over on their end of things. Decimate was a team too, with this power that they have on their team. I'm quite excited to see them going on forward. There's such good fundamentals. We got to see that in their first loss to Shopify too. I'm just really waiting for all of it to really click for it.
Absolutely. And I think it kind of did yesterday in the series against YFP. I personally think YFP outcalled them in that series overall, but Decimate, I mean, outplayed in the individual level, and I think it's because of players like Zen. I think it's because of players like Emilo turning up in some of these really, really crucial instances, and also because of the confidence that this team shows, right? No matter how much they get outcalled, Zen is still going to go wild for crazy aggressive plays, those sorts of things. And it doesn't slow down. So that's sort of the thing that I'm looking at as well, is whether or not they get outplayed macro-wise or strategy-wise, whether they can maintain the level of activity on the map with a player like Zen.
Yeah, I think that, Zen is kind of, there's 2 sides to how they play. I mean, obviously, first and foremost, defensively, expect to see an operator in their hands because, yeah, we had collaterals, we had quick scopes coming through left, right, and center. But also on the offensive side, not afraid to be the first one forward, even when necessarily there may not be a perfect execution behind it. It's a lot of trust that their teammates are behind will pick up on the space that is being gained. I think in particular, we saw that when they're finding ways to get in on Jet, just kind of diving forward to the mix. Definitely the highest first blood engagement player that we've seen kind of maybe generally across Game Changers to this point. So there is a lot of this. Zan is ready to get into the mix immediately, no matter what side of the spike they spawn in on.
I mean, I was pointing it out yesterday too, the pattern that they have whenever there's a Razor, for example, they go in aggressive, right? That's the sort of thing that you can read into, but sometimes that read is going to get you killed because the Razor is coming at you, right? If you don't properly counter it, you're struggling. So there are definitely things that fall into a pattern for Zen, but I think leaning into it is more of a strength point than a weakness.
Well, I'm definitely intrigued to see if there's a little switch up today, because they're definitely going up against a team that has the power to be calling them out on anything, any tendencies they're going to lie into. So we'll have to see about that. But our map picks and bans going into this. This is a fun little pool. We're going to be starting off on Split, though, Shift. How are we feeling about this map pool in general for our teams?
Yeah, it's I don't really want to say one way or the other that there's a lot of convincing results that kind of will say, like, this map for sure go one way, this map goes another. I think this is a pretty even battleground in terms of how they've played the maps previously, and the vetoes that came through and the order they came through made a lot of sense, both kind of targeting weaknesses as well as their opponents and strength. But I think kind of looking at this setup, I'm actually looking at one player in particular here for Decimate, and that's looking at Rise. I think Rise, it had a really obviously strong day yesterday versus YFP. Even in moments where they were a little caught off guard, it felt like the breach utility was getting a lot of extension across the map. And if you look back to when these two teams had played before, Rise was kind of a non-factor. So you get a different map pool here, and a map pool that I think Rise will be really happy to see. So that's where I'm really kind of interested, is that if we do get more of that Rise participation that we had from yesterday, rather than the last time these two teams played, where it really didn't really feel like Rise was a factor at all.
I do think that you're seeing Passion Project go for a big strength here, and a complete unknown here for Decimate. I think they might have been banning Split throughout the open qualifiers and early stages of this this tournament. So the fact that they've swapped over to banning blind is interesting, because we haven't seen this for this team yet. Yeah, I mean, they're going in blind, and that's a little scary if you're Passion Project. But their split looked phenomenal yesterday, right? It looked really good. Yeah. The amount of stuff that was getting anchored on from Lazy Lion, she was doing so well. Jazzykins was getting active with the judge. We saw clips of that. That's very interesting. And we have basically the mirror matchup without the controller swap.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, too, these just look like strong comps all around. I'll be intrigued to see the differences between their smokes between the controllers here, Shift. But other than that, I'm liking what we're seeing.
Yeah, and this is kind of why I look at this, you know, because the same thing can be said when we eventually get to Breeze. Passion Project hasn't shown a lot on that map, but I do like the fact that Decimate leaves it in, because it looks like they're trying to really revolve around Rise based on their participation from yesterday. So if the breach can hit, I think Decimate has a fighting chance to at least distraught some of what Passion Project was getting away with yesterday as well.
Yeah, I do have to echo something I said yesterday about Viperless comps on Split. It changes when it's Viperless overall on the map.
Sure.
But it's a lot of control given up, right? It's a lot more, I don't know, bursty when it comes down to it. Like, you have to be really, really proactive about finding info on defense and on attack side. Like, you have to find those gaps when there are portions of timings that are available to you on the map. And I think Passion Project did a really good job of doing that yesterday.
Hey, I'm all down for getting a bursty game ahead of us, and I think both of these teams can show that explosive gameplay can be so much fun. Of course, this is our lower bracket, so this is going to be a huge first map in our series, and it's time to get underway and send it over to our casters, Ender and Mimi.
Thanks very much, Sierra. Yes, this is going to be a very important match. The winner of this has a match against FlyQuest Red in our lower bracket final, a chance to make it into top 3. And it's a rematch from the open qualifier as well, Christy.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Decimate are going to be coming in here. No longer Misu's cuties, but up against Passion Project. It'll be a good match. And I think, especially for Decimate, I think that pushing into top 3 is such a big, big deal for them. I think the conversation, at least that I've heard, that I honestly feel is that the top 3 in the game changer scene in NA is pretty solidified. Decimate are the 4th team looking in right now. This series, they could push into that top 3 and really shock a lot of people.
And these are players who have been really grinding in the scene for so long and have never broke through to that higher position. It's a big opportunity for them today, but we're starting on Split. 2 Viperless comps facing up against each other, and it's starting with 5 strong towards A for Passion Project.
Yeah, no Viper with the breach, with the Cypher usually means trap plays. Decimate are set up for that trap all the way over in mid, which leaves the A site very wide open. But Decimate, be ready, because they're going to quickly look to flood back into this A site.
Yeah, these double initiator comps also mean strong retakes. You have so much util to get back in, and they're already repairing ramp.
That they are. I wonder, Passion Project look primed and ready to go for maybe a late screens fight if they push back into that space. Still a Sky Flash to work with. Power Pixel with a couple of flashes of their own too. Decimate are taking things slow for the time being. Now they've got that smoke to worry about as well, but keep your eye on Lazy Lion. That late position in main could be devastating.
Spots them, but it's a repush towards spawn. Jazzykins already picking up the first, but Unstable cannot escape. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Jazzy repositions to fight towards main, but the forces from spawn are inbound. Low HP on both sides, but that stun is excellent to keep the player in the corner alive. Passion Project maintaining control, and they shut down towards spawn. Great double by Power Pixel, and a pistol round to follow.
Yeah, I mean, that fight into screens worked pretty well. Lost a couple of players on the retreat, but Lazy Lion from main, able to get a few from long range there. That was just going to be always so hard for Decimate to work back through screens. Passion Project had the right positioning, I think, in this to sort of stall them out inside this choke over in the screens and make it easy work here on the opening pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both these teams have comps that in these post plants, in these retakes, can be really mobile since they're both rocking with that double initiator. You're really expecting to see these kind of late round fights be make or break in this one. I think set up towards A though from Decimate. Let's see if they can spring this trap. Already a couple players receiving damage, but it's a reposition towards Heaven for Passion Project, and Amulo just barely avoids getting caught out, concedes the space in Heaven.
Will Jazzykins sniff this out? Yeah, with all 5 players on the site, B is completely open, so they took Heaven control. They left an insert of Subui right outside of Heaven, and now should have this B site just about for free. A couple of players left solo, though. And Decimate are going to look to hunt those down. A big wrap here onto Sabui.
They're going back. What is happening here? The re-wrap through. Ramp finds actually 2 off of that one, but the trades are there quite quickly. Some wild mid-rounding there from Passion Project.
Yeah, I think Sabui may have heard all those footsteps coming to actually wrap back into her and called her teammates back into the fight because she was in a lot of trouble. It wouldn't have been the end of the world if they just let her die right there. All she had was the ghost, and even then you saw she was able to get 2 kills on her own with that one there. But good reactions from Passion Project, already finding some of the weaknesses around Decimate, reading that stack. Although, once again, just like that pistol round, you've got this high camera up in mid, a breach flash ready to go. This is pretty devastating if you walk into it. The second attackers get onto the ramp inside of mid, that's when their legs can be seen by the camera, and this trap play activates.
Ramp control taken by Jazzykins. He's going to break the trip close. Now the question of whether this trap play is activated, Sam. Just swinging out into the mid before there's even a chance for their initiators to use utility, so that's a free opener to Passion Project.
Yeah, a little bit odd there. And
look at
Jazzykins
this
has a
flank.
huge timing up into vents, a gorgeous stun as well. The setup perfection from Power Pixel, and yeah, this round is over.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there by Jazzy. Remember, only 2 guns going into this round, and they have absolutely, I almost said decimated. That's the team.
Nope.
They've absolutely
Banned.
destroyed
Banned.
Decimate
You
here.
say that, you're done for a round. I'm putting you on timeout.
It might actually be worse to not say it and then acknowledge that I was going to say it. We'll move past it, though.
Yeah. Just like I think Decimate are going to want to move past this round.
Segue. Beautiful.
Segued. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the original error from Decimate was the location of Carrie's camera, because I don't think it saw the full walk up. You have to put it a little bit more, if you're looking at the minimap here, over to the right of vents, so that whole lane on the left up against the wall is seen. And I think that's why we saw the little jiggle there from Zan, to make sure that no player had crept up hugging against that wall. At least that's what I assume, but now the hunt is on.
These players in the close corners, they would get overwhelmed, unstable for the first, and that is a beautiful swing to find the second as well. Passion Project, a flawless bonus round win. Could not ask for anything better there.
Yeah, that is going to sting. You can see, like, the money is built up for them well and truly there. And just, again, perfect setup from Power Pixel. Jazzykins having to read, all the shots are landing. Reminder, that was only 2 guns brought over by Passion Project into that one. And they've started pretty much every single round with this A ramps control. So Decimate are going to spawn this time. Rise's position has a stun line ready to go up into ramps. And all 3 players ready to fight off this as well.
The pathing, this round though, putting a little bit more pressure on the site. Nade into elbow, and it's a full take. Those ramp players now kind of become a backstab in this endeavor if they can push through.
It's crazy how Passion Project have just seemingly called around all of the trap setups every single round. Even now, Decimate are trying to re-clear into main, but there's 2-3 players ready to fight off of it. A 1-for-1 trade is pretty good to open for carry, but getting this gun is going to be a different story.
They should be able to get away with it though. Unstable pushed off the line and back into the site. All 4 players hunkering down from Passion Project. Jazzykins angle towards Heaven. Becomes very important in this round. How much can she get done? There's a second breach flash and a shot connected by her teammate. Unstable. 3 players all swinging in conjunction towards main, and it's shut down in wonderful fashion. 4-0. Not letting that anti-eco get out of control.
Yeah, you know, not a bad retake attempt there from Decimate without the gun. Still getting a couple of nice shots. Utility is also there. But you can see the post-plant positions already shown from Passion Project. No surprise, a team with the abbreviation PP, experts in the post-plant as well. They've got it all. They've got Power Pixel. Yeah, they've got all of the PP initials. It's unreal. But all things considered, I think like Jazzykins, the breach flash turns, like this sort of like crossfire they've got ready to go from hell, from back flower box, from the top site position that Jazzykins is in. They've got really good ideas there to lock down the heavy ramp retake. They also in pistol showed the heavy screens fight too, so a lot of versatility on that A site.
I think you're also seeing how well Passion Project is leveraging the stubble initiator comp in their post plants, right? They're setting up where they're saving sometimes that breach stun, or at least they're getting it back on that second timing, and setting up on lines where Jazzy can take contact from either angle, and then instantly it's a sky flash, it's a breach stun, and everyone is reacting and focusing on that one fight, which means these Decimate retakes have really never gotten off the ground.
It's been really good so far. And I wonder how long this early A main control lasts for Passion Project, because they just showed it 4 rounds in a row. Even though they did some stuff in the mid-round, clearing out vents, faking that rotation over to B in the second round. This one, it does look like they want to open up a little bit stronger over towards the B site. Decimate have been looking to stack a little heavier towards that A side a few times in a row. Now, again, looking at another angle for that breach fault line to hit into ramp, but Passion Project dodge away from the stack once more.
Important swing rounds here. Passion Project very close to some big ults. They'll get them if they can win this one. Jazzykin's already into this B site. Yet again, Passion Project expertly calling around these trap setups and completely avoiding them.
It feels like a 5v5 retake simulator because of all the space given away to Passion Project for free. Now Power Pixel has the Rolling Thunder in the retake, so Decimate need to move quickly to bait that out, and there's always the threat of a late mid rewrap.
That's Lazy Lion working on it with the teammate as well. We'll keep tabs on that. Sight the focus now. Rolling Thunder in. That'll delay for a moment, but no one was stunned. So DCM can start to flood. Flank, though. That is active. Lazy Lion goes 1 for 1, but there's a second layer to this, and they aren't ready. Crossfire on the site. Smokes falling. Decimate winning out on those tools, but now Unstable has arrived. Rise. Not able to get it halfway. The Astropole gets her off, and Sabui from main helps out. Great control. 5-0.
That's so gross. The second lurker not actually trading off of Lazy Lion there. Unstable saying they're going to wait the entire time, bait their teammate a little bit, but it meant that all of Decimate's players were looking the other way. They thought everyone was going to end up being in main. That was really nicely done.
And look at the ults now. This is going to start to, or I should say continue to snowball for Passion Project. They have Raze Rocket online. They have that Cosmic Divide as well. Decimate is pretty far behind in the ult game right now.
They've got a few of their own, but not the big heavy hitters just yet of that Raze Rocket, that's for sure. Decimate are getting quick aggro over towards A here, trying to punish Lazy Lion. Last round, those double cages weren't thrown. This time they were, so Decimate trying to act quickly off of that. But for the first time on Passion Project side, we've actually seen them take some mid-control. Getting up in here quickly, very nice flash, and a dink through the wall means B-site is very soon to fall here.
Rocket for Jazzy. Is she going to invest it? No, just swings forward and gets her head removed instead. These Cypher Drips now providing value. Trades even though. Backside carry stuck and dealt with. Flooding through the smoke is Misu. It's all gone to chaos, but it's a 2v2 in the post plant, and guns, only Passion Project have them.
Misu tries to dog into the site here. Seekers as well. Decimate would love to win this one, steal it away, but Lazy Lion going to be such a problem. The stall is good, and the shots are better. It's a 1-on-2 now for Zan. A couple of satchels. All she has to work with, the wide swing, and it's coordinated so perfectly. Sabui comes in right underneath Lazy Lion from the other direction to secure the 6th.
The first 5 rounds, Passion Project are conditioning this extremity control, either going for that A ramp default where they're getting the raise up there, or going to take B main control. Decimate finally change off their mid trap play setups and try and fight forward on those extremities. The second that happens, Passion Project start to fixate on mid. The calling has just been one step ahead this entire half.
You're also really seeing the benefits of having double flashes in this comp. The breach is allowing Passion Project to attack into B main and onto site very easily. Unstable's flashing for Jazzykins up through mail, so they can fight on 2 fronts so effectively. Finally, this round, Decimate reclaiming some of that space into B main. But really, it's all going to hinge on Zan here. She's 1 off the ultimate, a little bit isolated up in heaven. Unfortunately for her, they're not coming into her.
Jazzy has the rocket to play off these Seekers. Into heaven. Wall up. The Rolling Thunder has just been invested in mid, and it touches nothing. Jazzy is all the way out on the site. Decimate have no idea where Passion Project is.
It is all falling apart now. Up at events too. Maybe there's a kill to be had against Unstable there. But we'll see. Lazy Lion is ready to trade. Passion Project are playing their post plant so together. There's always a trade ready to fight with.
But there's still a lot of util left. Flashes on all 3 of the agents who have them on Decimate. And that's a great opener. Nade, though, from Jazzy. Again, this post-plant stall utility is so punishing. Every round, it buys time for the flank, and it activates. Pass the util, you gotta get through Jazzy, and that's an impossible task. Poor Misu is gonna be overwhelmed towards spawn. There's chaos in the flashes, and there's just not enough ammo. Passion Project yet to lose a round.
I'm sorry, but if I'm Decimate trying to retake there, I am fuming. There is a tripwire up in my eye level over in screen somehow. There's still a Skydog in the post plant that's coming out through heaven on me as I'm trying to get through that. And then I'm getting wrapped around from screens from heaven. It's brutal.
Another thing this double flash comp gives you is it lets your Sky be so much more mobile. You notice Unstable in, I think, like 2 or 3 rounds now is double reflanking with Lazy Lion and basically just completely ensuring everyone these post plants. Fast though, double satchel for Jazzy up mid. She's past the stun, a rocket in her face, but she's not dead yet. How has she gotten away with that?
There's just no way. Jazzykins is even fighting into the B site on 16 HP. Emluo is down to just scraps, and now Emluo's gone. The site is open to Passion Project. We finally saw Decimate activate that trap play in mid, but it goes horribly wrong. It doesn't happen fast enough, and now it's Lazy Lion laying a trap of their own. Carry falls, and it's just Misu against the world.
You know, we've seen a new era of Jazzykins. The IGL on complexity, the mature player. Hunter runs with version... Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't
It's
not
shorty
acknowledge
time.
that.
It's shorty time for Passion Project.
Yeah. It's getting a little silly. Back to my point, though. Jazzy has had so much action, but sometimes you still just get around like this, where I feel like I'm watching magical Jazzykins in 2020 sprint around the map and just massacre the entirety of the opposition.
Yeah.
It looks so good when she gets that freedom.
It is real pretty. I'd also say to tie back into what you were saying about the Sky being so free, because if you're new to seeing Passion Project play, Unstable plays a lot of duelist for them. Jazzykins is usually on the Raze, but you'll see Unstable on the Jet often. Having that freedom here, that redundancy of flash, gives you a lot of room to play with. This is a good opening from Decimate. Finally, they've got a kill end on the A site too.
Trade is there, though, from Unstable again. The free-range Sky off on their own towards A. They'll call their team back towards this site after breaking that Cypher cam and now look to get out onto A. Breaks the tripwire and has a lot of space here.
Interesting that Jazzykins hung out in the sewers. I don't believe the dog saw her. And she's going to be the late rewrap into mid. Just a jump peek from Misu for the time being. He's waiting for it and just absolutely levels Misu.
The timing is perfection. There's nothing more to say. Unstable now. Their chance to get something done. It's down to a 3-on-3. As always, there'll be a rewrap. Late coming through heaven is the race.
Unstable's got util power pixel, has the fault line to stall. Good blast should force Unstable out into the open. Can they find something? Yeah, 1 for 1, that's gonna be good enough.
No world they should be getting away with that one. 2v2 now. Time dwindling power pixel. No util on the site, needs to fight. Rewrap towards elbow. This walk around is so perfect. They should have no idea, no clue where Power Pixel is. It is beautiful from Passion Project.
I don't really know what to add there. It's just stunning.
Yeah.
Even in rounds where it's a 5v3 for a moment, like Jazzykins' crosshair placement, like she was fully ready for that. And yeah, she knew there was a player jump peeking in mid, but then realizes, oh, the jump peek hasn't come in 3 seconds. They're going to be walking into vents there. Instantly locks on for a free kill.
You can look at that and think it's just like aim or mechanics, but that's just game sense. That's just perfectly knowing the timings. We're going to have another fight in B main, though.
Yeah, and Decimate, they are forcing in big time. Light armor on everyone, 3 Guardians. They know they need 3 rounds to give themselves a fighting chance.
They absolutely do. I mean, this one is a necessity. Every round after it will have to be a force as well. They are running out of chances, running out of options. And Jazzykins, she's still running them down. Flash in her face, satchel towards heaven. Another flash on Jazzy, and Emluo manages to punish. No one makes it out onto B. Passion Project retreat.
Okay. In round 9, it was 5v3 for a moment as well. How do Passion Project do it? How do they get themselves back into a round that's going to start by double fighting into mid with Unstable and Lazy Lion? But still, this time around, Decimate have not taken much damage. They've got a big stack over towards the B site. Cypher's got all the info they could possibly need on A. But there's
They
always
have
that
everything
rolling
they need
thunder.
to succeed.
Here.
Fake on the drop. But a rotation back towards
no.
B.
It's making me nervous. Decimate have started to lean back into the Cypher, and that's left this B site a little bit lighter than previous.
30 seconds left.
Flash out. Dan picks a great timing. finds their kill towards heaven and will continue to push. Unstable. Left alone. There's no way they should be able to pull this off. They've already found 2 kills. Seeker's available, but time is so low. A dog in their face, and that spike still yet to be recovered. There's just no world where this is possible. They'll just bully them down from heaven, and Misu will eventually finish the job. A round for Decimate after so much time.
That was pivotal as well. Decimate fully bought into that round. They had absolutely nothing left. A major win for them. They only have the 1 Guardian this time around, so even better chances. Had a bit of a stack going towards this B side of the map, that's for sure. That really stalled out on that opener. It was a good read from them. Understanding the previous hits, especially the splits, is a little bit more to do with timing, I think, for Decimate. But now they've had 2 good opening fights over towards B site twice in a row. Anticipating maybe more of a mid push now from Passion Project.
And there are 2 players in mid, but the Ray's not here. So it'll be a much slower round. Jazzy hopping on the attack side as the only dive agent.
Makes sense. She's waiting for the jump peek. Good news for Decimate, they're not jump peeking. They're playing full retake on the B side. It's because Power Pixel has the Rolling Thunder. So after seeing so many B hits, they're like, you know what, you can have it. We'll look for a little bit of spam through the smoke, maybe. And that's going to make this up pick fall quite flat, I would imagine.
Still a chance to trade it over to maybe Sabui and get that rifle back for any execute.
Flash gets a ping here. They know a lurk is a possibility. Lazy Lion only threw 1 cage on the floor previously, so it's possible in the minds of Decimate that they've crept all the way up into that close corner. Oh my.
Raze is just walking out be alone and dies for it. But Misu fumbles the bag a bit.
They're walking everywhere.
Yeah.
Now Passion Project, they've got the Seekers to walk behind. That'll make their lives a little bit easier. A lot of kill trips on this site, though. Let's see if Passion Project can make it in, and they're making it in through heaven. Lazy Lion is money up in that position, can fall back, play main with a trip to guard their left.
That wasn't even an execute with the breach ult. It wasn't anything fast. It was just waltzing in, taking 2 fights and winning them. Now 4v2 in this post plan. A crossfire in main. Rise has got a lot to do. And she's got the first, but that supportive stun is beautiful. Does not matter, it appears. 2v2.
It's a 2-on-2 now. Now Carrie still has the camera up in heaven. That could spot out Unstable if she tags back into that one. Good flash to stall. But now they're aware of players on site. It'll be Unstable that's the problem. And Unstable does some nasty things. Rise down to 7, pushed away by the Rolling Thunder. And the time is ticking away. Best she's going to be able to do is maybe hold for a rifle on the way out, but I think when you press tab and see the DCM money, you realize very quickly Rise must survive.
He had 0 credits in the bank account.
Last round in the half.
So 10-1 now, entering the last round of the half. There was that glimmer of hope for Decimate, but very quickly Passion Project change of pace, slow things down, and they win it.
1 share for MLUO, but for Decimate, they've got 3 ults and they're only 1 off the Rolling Thunder. So this is a big round for them. It's looking pretty dire, but the cope is win this one, win the pistol. You know, maybe we're doing okay, but it's gonna have to start with a big opener here for the first time in a long time. Early A aggression and a fault line ready for this fight. Zan looks in, gets the kill, but the showstopper comes right back in response. That's a quick 1-for-1.
Second layer, this one, Cypher towards heaven. Carry destroyed, out of the server, has not had a chance when it's a duel against Jazzykins, and she's gonna keep on going. Flash towards elbow, they don't know. The flash didn't catch Rise, and now she has the ult, she can fight forward, but she needed to win the duel against Lazy Lion, and that doesn't happen. Still the trade is there, Spike on the floor, 2v2, but a flank towards heaven. Unstable. Can they pick the right timing? Can they bring this round back?
Unstable has dominated heaven round after round, but now they come back to hold elbow while Lazy Lion goes for the plant.
Plant is down. Unstable takes the tap, but no shots connecting. MLUO out into backside. It's 2 1v1s, and Passion Project, they haven't lost those all game.
Wow. So, okay, we're familiar that PP stands for Passion Project, for Power Pixel, for Post Plant. But I'm going to add a few more to the list. I've got Pretty Poggers. I think that's a good one. I've got perfect players.
Terrible.
Perfect players is not terrible. What do you have against Passion Project? Do you have beef with them?
No, I have a lot for them. I think they're great players, but I'm just, it's 2024. It's time to end alliteration.
They're the ones that chose it. It wasn't me, okay? Passion Project decided to name their team PP.
They named their name Passion Project, and then they got abbreviated to that.
And I'm just trying to, you know what, Mimi, you can seep all the joy out of my life
Double
coming up
satchel
with
for
some
Zan.
quirky
Joy
little
is gone,
names for them, but yeah,
and we're into the second half. No more fun.
All right. Decimate simply must win. There is no alternative.
Will they?
Or won't they?
It's the question. Push through B main. Flash, and Carrie's pushed away. Passion Project have so much map control right now. They are just waltzing around on the attacker side of the map, and they go 1-for-1. A retreat back into B, and a pivot towards A from DCM.
They are going all the way. Never mind. Zan says, forget spawn. We're going into the site. That is a very isolated Sabui there, but Lazy Lion also running into some problems. Carrie and Rise make quick work of that one. That'll be a 4-on-2 with the plant.
Look at the HP, though. Misu low should be able to heal up Zan if they can link up, but so far away, it's likely not going to happen in this round. Power Pixel re-clear towards mid. That's eating up valuable time.
Right now, it's really looking like they will. Unstable, moving on in here. The stun they can actually get in front of, but no worries on that one. Carrie gets the kill. That should just about secure the round. Misu not taking any chances either. She's completely tucked away in that corner. Oh no. Oh, no. All good. They will decimate on the board with a first pistol. This is how it starts. 11 is all they get.
Now you have to get past the hardest round of the game. Your anti-eco.
Everyone knows this is the hardest round.
It's 2024. It might actually be.
It might not be the hardest round, but it's the most embarrassing round. Like, I actually feel like there is more pressure, especially if you lose a player on these rounds, you start sweating. You're like, oh no, oh no. Like, I'm going to get clowned on if I lose this. My coach isn't going to be thrilled. But Decimate, look, they've got an Outlaw, they've got a couple of Bulldogs and a Vandal. It's all about not just winning this round, but carrying it over and winning round 15 on top.
We talked a lot about the trap plays for Decimate in the first half. They never really got to be activated. Passion Project, well, they maybe had one of their own. Instead, they elect to just push it down mid, and they concede the space with one Aftershock headed their direction. A reposition towards B main, though.
They're going to look for another Reaggro here. Still a couple of flashes on the fault line to play off of. Unstable just gets a free little orb right there. Interesting that they're giving the orb to Unstable as opposed to Power Pixel, though I think Power Pixel was maybe holding fault line a little bit further behind the rest of the team. But now both of those big ults just tagged up to 3. Pretty far away. We're not going to be seeing those online for quite some time. At the same time, fault line comes down up into B Heaven. 45 seconds left on the clock. Decimate are taking things slow, but they're not going to find any players of Passion Project here.
Yeah, they work their way through this problem. It'll be a free B site, and Passion Project, easy because have been dangerous, but classics on the retake, you don't have high hopes.
30 seconds left.
This might be your classic we all die to spike round. Although saying that, it's actually Passion Project that are a little bit further ahead in terms of ult economy. Because they went for the orbs. They've got Sky and Breach with 3 points already, where it's Breach and Cypher on the opposite side. So not so bad to end up dying and trading ult orbs.
Also, when you only need to win 2 rounds to close out the map, maybe a little bit more willing to damage your opponent's economy. Give yourself that edge. They'll just position for exits here. Let's see how many they can get.
Yeah,
there is a Vandal in hands of Zan.
Yeah, I think 1 kill doesn't matter, but 2 takes the gun out of their hands in the next round, money-wise. Zan is money here, though. That's the 1 kill. That's the second successful endeavor now for Passion Project.
They could even get a 3rd here. Power Pixel.
Oh, no.
Does that only to survive? Somewhat of a tragedy here for Decimate.
Yeah, that's no good. Because I was seeing 1 player with over 1,000 creds that round. So now you're seeing, like, we've got Misu can't buy, the 2 players at the bottom there. They've got money technically for light armor and a rifle, but that might end up crowding them out in terms of what utility they can actually acquire.
Yeah.
So we'll pause for a moment. I won't speculate. but now we've got the answers. And it's going to be not full utility on carry because we've planted everything already. And it's actually not so bad. It's just the classic, really, that's going to cost them.
Stun
Oh, wait,
set
I
up
was
toward-
lying. I think
They
someone
bought
had a
it the last
classic, but there was a
second.
gun drop. There was a gun on the ground. Everyone's
Yes.
got a gun. We're all good.
But if they lose this round, the money is going to be pretty rough.
Yeah, also
Saying
Passion
that-
Project would have 12, which is not good either.
Yeah, that's probably your bigger issue. You're going to have to force whatever you have, no matter what. Can't really think about the money here. Economist's fuming.
Oh, yeah.
Judge
you
for
spent
Jazzy.
how much on coffee this month? The judge does nothing, but PowerPixel's got a sweet trade. It's 4-on-4 now. No raises, no duelists. We've got an honest round of Valorant coming up.
4v4. Flash towards B Heaven, but Decimate have walked up behind it. A bit of trouble for Sabui here. If they activate these flashes, if they drop on her, how much can she get? What can she achieve? Support now for PowerPixel. Walk up and rises down in main. Amluo falls as well. There was no util on that. They try to walk around like Passion
30
Project does.
seconds left.
Doesn't work quite the same for Decimate. Flash into sight. They have to commit to B at this point, and they need these kills. But getting past PowerPixel should have been impossible. 1v1! And Carry gets it done out of nowhere.
Okay, Carrie, show us what you got. Decimate playing with a little bit of fire under them here as Carrie secures a Red Bull clutch. This was not an easy round because PowerPixel was doing some nasty things. I liked that cute little angle that Misu took. But then here, in a 1v3, there's a bit of utility in hand. The trade isn't quite there from Lazy Lion, but Carrie is money on those 3 shots.
Okay. That's what they needed. Bonus round 1. Now the question is, are they building the greatest fake comeback of all time? Or can they actually make something out of this? Because they've got an opportunity.
I love a good fake comeback.
Do you?
No.
To be fair, for a team, it can be pretty good, right? You go from being down 11-3, you're getting rolled. You get the energy back. You kind of reinvigorate yourself ahead of the next map. Even if they can't bring this all the way back, this kind of boon in the second half is definitely not a bad thing.
No, that's real, especially when the enemy team is on 12 and you win like 8 rounds in a row and you lose one. It's like, actually, we went 8-1 that game. It's not that bad. You forget all the rounds you lost earlier on. And actually, hold on. That's just a 1-for-1. That's a gun now for Lazy Lion. Lazy Lion's revenge against Carrie for that last round and steals the Vandal back.
They have Rolling Thunder. Okay, if they had gotten another kill, maybe would have invested that. Maybe they're investing it anyway. 3v4, Rolling Thunder going in. Passion Project is sending it on this round, but they're just getting canceled out. Aftershock in their face. I mean, this ult is meaningless now. They're just going to run into their death, Lazy Lion. Surely, this shouldn't be possible. It just isn't. PowerPixel has no health, and that's going to be a round you wish you had back.
Yep. Passion Project just committed the cardinal sin of being ahead by 1,000,000 rounds in Valorant. Look, if you get to 11, 12, enemy team is on very low single digits, you need to be holding on to your ults until they're round winners. Like, that round you're down, you don't really have guns, like, you're really just throwing the Rolling Thunder into nowhere. You save that for a much bigger chance, and now, Decimate, they've got a showstopper of their own. They've got ults to play with.
Yeah, and to reiterate that, when you only need 2 rounds, you don't need to take risks. You just build up your ults, give yourself an assured one, close it out. It doesn't matter how many rounds they get, as long as you can close it out. But, I mean, that's making me start to believe a little bit more in a bit of a comeback. They're going to be ahead on ults. They're going to be in a good position. But this is the round 2 win for Decimate if they want to make this real.
Especially because Passion Project, this is a swing round for them. They lose this, they won't be able to buy the next. Decimate, make it count. Right now, Carrie in a really tough position and can't dig her way out of that hole. It's a 4-on-5, and Decimate need to act quickly. Although if they end up going into B, there's 3 players here. Showstopper through from Zan. Can she find the player in hell? Absolutely not. PowerPixel is holding on to that line. Sabui from backside. PowerPixel holds it down. It is a flawless round from Passion Project.
What a stunning adjustment there from PowerPixel. I think that was a spray transfer on the 3rd player up towards Heaven. Oh my god, they are sick this tournament. There's a reason people have such high expectations of this Passion Project team. talent like that.
That wasn't just a spray transfer. That was like 2 of them. Because
Yes.
literally, Power Pixel is shooting at the sky. She sees a cloud up there and is shooting it because she was fully blinded. But then they transition over into the next 2, and it looks oh so good.
It's literally just like an aim lab target switch scenario.
Yeah.
Training for that moment that you never actually get in the game, but there it is.
But they got it this time. That's 18 kills this game. I mean, Power Pixel and Unstable on the flashes, dropping 35 combined there. Not too shabby. Decimate the ones that now have to call a timeout, but they lost their chance to win that swing round versus Passion Project. They've got another bye, and it's okay for them, and they'll be able to continue buying out from here, you'd imagine. Assuming they win their rounds, which they now have to. But now, you know, the mistake of maybe slamming that breach ult early, not so bad. Power Pixel's already got 5 orbs there, so they're feeling nice.
Counterpoint to everything we were saying about, oh, you need to save up for the round-winning ults. Your Power Pixel, you're
Just shoot
going
better.
20 and 9 on breach. Just rip it. You can win.
I like it because then it's one fewer ability that you have to think about. So Power
True.
Pixel is not distracted by the breach ult, and they can focus on getting a 3K.
Fast up mid here for Zan. There's a player down below in ropes, but she escapes. That's Jazzy out of dodge, so this is just straight up space taken. Here comes the reclear, though, on the other side. Dog through a main. A reaction from the other side, pushing through mid. Can Zan get dealt with? Oh, no. Caught by their own teammates' ultimate, and now this util all just kind of cancels out, except for Unstable, who is stuck in the corner and punished.
Yeah, very nicely done. This time, Carrie brings assistance in, so she's got Rise there with her, and now they're moving back over into a B split. Rise and Carrie very slow on this rotate over. That's why Decimate have pumped the brakes just a little bit, and that's allowed their worst enemy in Power Pixel to get here for the stall.
Zan stunned up, Sabui on the site. Has support, Power Pixel floods through, finds their kill, and Sabuya just for another. Great flash, but the kill not there. Lazy Lion, however, from heaven, supports 2v1. The game on Misu's back. They've got the spike. They need to get it planted.
30 seconds left.
Tap. Passion
Seekers will
Project
be up.
playing in conjunction. When do they swing? When do they fight? Another tap on the spike. An opportunity given. Misu gets the first, but cannot find the second. Passion Project close out 13-5 on map number 1 here.
Yeah, I mean, they keep making the rounds close at the end. A really good second half from them to fight back and make things a little bit tighter after Passion Project's absolutely dominant attacking side. But when it came to those B holds, Power Pixel flooding back onto the site combined with Sabui, who was always managing to get like 1 or 2 kills all on her own from back site. It was just absolutely money and really something that Decimate couldn't quite figure out how to solve.
A lovely split from Decimate, but the series not over yet. A spot remains in the lower finals, and it's do or die for Decimate after the break.
Hi, I'm Rise. I play flashes for Decimate. I guess one thing I could say for advice is that there's going to be challenges, of course. Your team will not always be perfect. There will be like some hard times where you may cry or you may get angry, but just remember that that is okay and that is normal, and that all of your teammates, all they do or all they want is for you to improve and get better. We don't really have any strat names, but we can say that we like to pop in a little few surprises sometimes. I think my first competition was honestly in Valorant. I don't think I've ever competed before, like not even in like school. But whenever we first started like this project roster back when we got announced on CLG, it was an NSG qualifier. That was my first ever competition. Honestly, let the opportunities like come to you. Obviously, like you can still like put yourself out there, like post an LFT or like start playing in like little tournaments with maybe your friends. But honestly, don't give up hope. Keep playing, try do your best, and just keep a positive mindset. I watch a lot of shows. Like recently I started Dr. House again. Another show I've loved in the past is Grey's Anatomy. I would want to be in Korea. because I've never been, and it's somewhere that I really, really want to visit at some point in my life. Okay, so before a match, I wake up, I shower, then I get myself a meal, and then I'll probably watch like a show and like play like one game of TFT in the morning before my match. I like to keep it chill, so I'm not gonna like do too much rank. Maybe like one game or two, but then I would like spam a lot of DMs and do like aim training before the match. Then we have our warm-up scrim, and then we go in the match. I like to have like a snack nearby during a match, in case like, I don't know, if the BO3 after like the first game, if I get hungry a little bit, I can snack, so I'm not like, cause I play really bad when I'm hungry, so it's really good, like especially to have water and food close to you if you get a little hungry. My favorite Valorant player is probably, I have two, but they're both on the same team. It's Fnatic Leo and Chronicle. I think they're both like mechanically, and they have like really good, and they have a lot of like knowledge about the game. Leo's like one of the best initiators out there, and Chronicle, I mean, same for him, like he's really good at what he does, his role. My favorite GC player is Mel, Shopify Rebellion Mel, because we have the same name. My name is also Mel, and I met her in real life, and she's actually like really, really nice. I think Mel is like a really good IGL. I think I mean, she has like really good knowledge about what to do in game, and I think especially like during pressured situations, she's really good at keeping her calm and just being able to like keep her cool and have the right call all the time. I think if there was anybody that would want to cast my team's game, it would be Mimi. I've always like seen when she like casts, and like she has really good energy, and like I don't know, I think she's really good at casting. The IGN rise came from when I was 15. I started playing Counter-Strike, and I had to pick a name, and I just thought about some random words that I could use, and that's the one I picked. Super team, honestly, there's a lot of players that are on SR right now. I would pick Mel, then me, and then SR again, I'm gonna take Noya for like our Sentinel. And Floor. Just SR, but like with me in it.
I was taught to hustle through the pain, mind, body, and soul. Without each, what will I gain? So many try to use me when I help pave the way. But man, that's just life. There ain't really much to say. I'm the one, I know I'm the one. Everybody follow me. The one they all trying to beat, I know that I gotta be. I've been training hard, I'm ready for any rivalry. I lost it all, but kept the fight in me. Now look, I've been laying low, but speak on me and I'ma show up. My squad full of bosses, can't let anybody hoe us. Yeah, my life is sweet, I got the whipping, doing donuts. Wanna live like me, well here's the contract, you ain't know what. I signed up to grind, I signed up to be the best, man. Chin up when I hustle, I can't focus on the next, man. They said that I gotta work, I said, oh yeah, I'm on it. Cause when it's said and done, we gon' see who really want it. Yeah, who really want it? Who really want it? And only focus on cheddar, who really want it? Yeah, who really want it? Who really want it? Yeah, I'm working hard and I'll show them. When out the water, I blow them. Who really want it? Who really want it? It's really the question of the day. Y'all talk a lot, but I don't see y'all walk a lot. You know? Fighter is my name, legendary is my aim. Already legendary, y'all know that we ain't the same. Whether sun or rain, ain't nobody else to blame. The life I live is mine, so I control the change. Tell me that I'll lose, tell me y'all don't see my vision. Tell me that I'm no one and I got some competition. I'ma show you what it looks like when you never listen. Open your eyes and pay attention. I'm on a new level. Hell no, I can't settle. Gonna be the best and I'ma show more than I tell you. I I am not impressed because you got a little metal. I'm here to take you down and bring the heat like I'm the devil. I can show you light, yeah, I can show you heaven. I can show you how to win when you think that you're failing. What I tell you, yeah, you gotta work, yeah, you gotta be on it. Cause when it's said and done, we gon' see who really won it. Yeah, who really won